October and November of 2017, we took the initiative to do evaluation of residents in government and government-assisted nursing homes. Of the 139 persons assessed, we had about, the assessment tool we used was a tool that gave a score of, there's a screen that gives a score of 14 maximum. Anyone scoring in that first row of questions 11 or below would go on to have themselves further assessed. Out of the 139, we had 37.4% of the residents scoring a normal nutritional status. We had 46.1 at risk of malnutrition, and we had 16.5 screened malnourished. Of the 166 residents, we screened 151 for BMI. And of that, we had about 57.6% scoring as normal or acceptable. Why normal or acceptable? The Grenada Food and Nutrition Council decided that we would use a score of a BMI 20 to 27 because it's an older population, and because we recognize that very low weight in that population places them at a higher risk. However, the normal BMI, normal standards is 28.5 to 24.9. So any resident that would have fell between 19.9 and 18.5 for us would have scored underweight, but based on normal standards, they would have scored normal weight. So we placed them in the category of acceptable. We had 23.2% of the residents scored as underweight, of which 11.9% was severely underweight, and 11.3% were underweight. Severe underweight was anyone having a body mass index below 16. We had 11.3 that were overweight and 17.9 that were obese. Some of the issues we see with residents who are underweight or who are malnourished, some of the issues that can arise: impaired, it may affect the person's ability, the immune system, it may affect the ability to fight infections. And so that is not a very good thing for an elder person. It may also allow them to, if they're underweight, to have a lot of bony areas that any friction can share and result in a bed sore, or pressure ulcer as we call it. And that in itself can lead to infection, can lead to amputations for some, and so it's a trickle-down effect. Now, nutritional status is not just affected by the food that is provided, but sometimes it's challenging with the elderly because mental changes, it's difficult to get them to eat. Sometimes you have to remind people to swallow. Sometimes you have to change the consistency of the food because you may observe that they're drinking more than eating. So now you have to liquefy the food so they get the same nourishment that everybody else is getting, only that they're drinking it. We're hoping going forward that we would be able to do some screening this year. Actually, we have it scheduled for sometime in May. We're hoping that we can keep on target. We are going to do the residents that we thought needed to be highlighted from this assessment that were of concern, and any new residents, as well as residents that would have started to show changes in their status based on reports from the home.